much have you guys missed Brunson?
A lot. I mean, amazing guy, amazing player, for sure.
Are you surprised at what's happening in Dallas?
I am surprised, but I honestly have no comment about that. It's definitely surprising.
What's going on there, guys? We back with another one. Come on down, come on down. Got to talk about Luka Doncic today, man. Now, I've always maintained that Luka's style of play, unless he switches it up, we would reach this day that we at right now. And I remember so many people saying he needs another superstar. He needs more help. Help. And a snapshot of the time Luka was out with the Mavericks, go look at Porzingis' stats and tell me, was that all on Porzingis, that he wasn't producing like he should consistently when Luka was out there? Also, there was a lot of defenders on the floor, wing defenders specifically, so Luka could shine on the offensive end, and he could be hitting on the less talented offensive player. You know what I'm saying? That's like, back when Matisse Thybulle was with the Sixers. If the Mavs were playing the Sixers, they would put Luka on that player. They'll put Luka on a player that's not looking to score. It worked out for him. Dorian Finney-Smith was the one that was trying to guard LeBron, trying to guard KD, and all these people down the stretch. Reggie Bullock, the two guards, Mikal Bridges, all these type of people that Luka would get switched on, they would take those assignments. Now, Reggie isn't as athletic as Dorian Finney-Smith. That's why I said when they made that trade, talent for talent, if you're just looking at offensive basketball skills, yes, Kyrie over Dorian Finney-Smith all day. But for the Mavericks, where Luka's going to dribble, and then try to find you at the very last second when he don't have a shot and you have to take a low percentage shot, that's not great for Kyrie. But Kyrie's been balling, and Luka's been trying to defer. You could tell he's trying to incorporate Kyrie. Problem is, he doesn't do anything without the ball. Luka impact on the game without the basketball is minimal. He doesn't move without the ball. You should be able to get some action off the ball with Kyrie ability to break down defenders. You should catch your man sleeping, sometimes get an easy layup. Nope. Luka wants to dribble and then take that step back. His conditioning has been horrible at best throughout his whole NBA career. He was in better shape as a rookie, and he never took his body completely serious. And he plays high usage, so he's got these nagging injuries. And people, when you would see Luka post up, the games he does post up, he's unstoppable. Luka is one of the strongest post players in the game. Problem is, that takes a lot of endurance and a lot of conditioning to maintain. If you ever played basketball, getting post position, holding your position, fighting for position, you might miss the shot, that second jump, all that takes a lot out of you. It's much easier to just have the ball in your hands, call for a screen, and just pull up. You know what I'm saying? Then, taxing on you, I'm talking about just as far as taxing on your body, that's a lot easier to do. And Luka, man, the jury is out on if he can be the best player on the team. And Jalen Brunson hit a lot of this last year. I keep telling people, Jalen Brunson, you saw when he went out, he wasn't just playing decent. He had 40-something against Utah, and I think game 3 in the playoffs last year. When Luka returned, that's when they lost. He didn't add nothing to the team as far as how they had it going. Now, he was good in the Phoenix series, no doubt about it, because he's talented. Talented players can have their moments, but as far as and even then, he still had Jalen Brunson. He had Dorian Finney-Smith to defend the Devin Bookers and all that. So that helped a whole lot. But now Well, they had Reggie Bullock and Dorian Finney-Smith to defend Booker and Bridges. His task wasn't as difficult on the defensive end. Stephen A. and Kendrick Perkins is calling that out now. Check out what they had to say.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Stephen A. Smith you're listening to right now. And I don't have a single negative syllable to utter about Kyrie Irving. He is not the problem in Dallas. Luka is the one, dare I say, that has a huge question mark hovering over him. And it's nothing statistical. Luka gets 41. They lose a game. Luka's not only depressed after the game, he looks depressed during the game. Y'all don't come up with the money to keep Jalen Brunson, even though he balled out for you. Dropped 41 in the game against Utah. Dropped 31 in the conference finals against Golden State. Was doing things against Phoenix as well. We looked at it, got to the conference finals, obviously, last year. You had Jalen Brunson. You let him walk out the door. You had Dorian Finney-Smith. You had Spencer Dinwiddie. So you had a team that was good enough to get you to the conference finals. I don't recall seeing a player that looked in better shape at the beginning of the season than they look at during the season. Luka's gotten heavier. He's gotten heavier. And clearly, I don't know. I haven't spoken to anybody in Dallas. I have no clue. But he looks like a dude that looks depressed half the time.
So sooner or later, Luka, it's not everybody else that's around you all the time. Sooner or later, it is you. And so when I watch Luka, I get so disturbed by his body language, not only towards the officiating, but towards his teammates. You talk about giving up 132. How many of those points were on you last night? It was so many times I was saying, damn, Luka, you're not going to close out to the corner with passion. You're not going to keep the ball in front of you or at least try to play defense. So it's easy to say, oh, it's Kyrie's fault. Or it's easy to say J. Kidd don't know what he's doing. But at what point are we actually going to start to point the finger at Luka?
Man, and this is all I've been saying about Luka his whole career. Everybody that brings the ball up the court as a wing is not LeBron James. You know, and before that, before he got injured, Grant Hill was able to be like a point forward like that, where he could impact the game. And he was an elite defender and everything to go with it. And that's the part Luka doesn't do. Like, LeBron is ball dominant like that, and yeah, he makes players stand in the corner and stuff, but LeBron on the defensive end, you're going to get some easy opportunities from LeBron too, because LeBron likes players to cut. LeBron is LeBron, so we don't even have to go in depth with all that. Like I said before, LeBron can erase mistakes. He can throw the ball away, chase down, block, pass it up court, and get you an easy one. LeBron's going to command a triple team all the time. And not to mention, LeBron's going to be able to get in the paint with regularity. You know, so and his conditioning is top notch. Luka, Stephen A. brought up a good point. Luka looked better at the beginning of this season after playing FIBA all summer than he does right now. How you get bigger in the season? You know, that's some pretty strange stuff, but he's noticeably bigger. It's like when Luka has these injuries or he's out a few games, man, I don't know how many calories he's eating a day, but it's not 2,500 to 3,000. Or even with him being an active NBA player, he could probably eat 4,000 calories a day and still be good. He's eating 9,000 or 10,000 calories like he's a swimmer or something, you know? Got to be. To be bigger during the season. And we've seen the videos of him drinking and doing different things. Like, he must drink a lot if he's not eating a lot. He must be drinking heavy. So that's something to watch. But I thought that was interesting. Stephen A. brought that up and I didn't think about it. His body language is horrible. His conditioning is horrible. And if Luka's going to play this way, he's not going to be able to be the best player on a championship team. He's going to have to let a point guard handle the ball for his team. I've been saying this for years, and people's like, no, Brunson's not consistent with him on the court. But Brunson's not a 6'1", 3-and-D. They wanted Brunson to be a 6'1" wing, 3-and-D whenever Doncic was on the court, whereas Doncic should have been playing out the post. Not saying he can't ever have the ball and orchestrate the offense, but that should have been Brunson's duty. That takes some of the workload off of you. And they're seeing it now. New York's in the playoffs, and they look even better sometimes without Randle, even though Randle gets great stats and Randle's a great rebounder. Randle tries to be the point guard sometimes, and it takes away, like, he plays to his weaknesses, shooting all those threes and trying to handle. That's not his game, but that's another conversation. I'm just saying, you know, if you have a point guard like Brunson, you got to keep him, and Luka is feeling the effects because Kyrie has been bouncing around, hasn't played consistently over the last few years, but Kyrie is not the problem right now. Kyrie is being who Kyrie is. Kyrie's giving you what Kyrie's giving you right now. It's just the fact that Luka doesn't impact the game. He's not a good leader. A lot of people were saying when he was ripping his jerseys and stuff, oh, look how competitive he is. Look at this, look at that. And I don't look at it that way. You know, Luka is one that's happy when he's scoring points, and he's always got the ball in his hand. But he's one that when things aren't going right, he can't impact the game in any other way. I ain't gonna say he can't. He just hasn't put his body and committed to his conditioning in a way to even see if that's true at this point in his career. So if Luka came back out of shape next year, man, I don't know what to tell you. I don't know how long you can keep doing this with him, though, because the injuries, one thing about the NBA, if you don't take care of your body's going to act like you didn't take care of it. So these little nagging injuries, they'll continue to add up, and over time, you know, we'll see what happens with that, and then you'll be done held on to Luka way too long, and his trade value will drop. So I don't know, man. I don't know how much longer you do this, and I'm not saying trade him this offseason and nothing like that, but have a talk with him and make sure that he knows that coming in shape shows that you're serious about being the leader of this organization next year, and we could go from there. That's all I got to say. But let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, peace.